Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. It is Saturday. She checks her Fitbit. I don't monitor time well. I had a great last night though. Hi, Mark. How are you? Thank you again. I hope you guys are excited and ready for some Saturday festivities that we have. Mayor, thank you for posting about Sassy's memorial. Is that in my Discord as well? I'm terrible about Discord. You guys know that. Hi, Paul. New computer, and it's working so good. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. It is okay, actually. Thank you for asking. Could be better, could be worse. I have been partaking a little bit in the Olympics. Oh, Cindy, oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, my computer. Still getting used to the new one. I touched something on it. But Cindy, that's hilarious. I've been craving Waffle House since we watched that video. Oh, perfect, Mayor, great. If you don't know what we're talking about, at Members Only over on Credence and Mikey channel the other day, we watched a fascinating video about working at Waffle House. I went to Waffle House a couple times while I was in America, and I loved it. It was a great experience. It was so cheap. It was always good. There's nothing to complain about, believe me. Travel abroad, go for breakfast somewhere, get the same level of food, but pay 3 times the price and have shitty service, and you're going to be like, damn, Waffle House is pretty good. Like, for example, if you go for brunch here and you go and you order a coffee, it's going to be like $5 to $6 for that coffee. Now, you get unlimited refills while you're there, but you can't take it to go. They would look at you like you're insane. And an orange juice would be like, I don't know, $6 or something for like a small glass of orange juice. That wasn't even small. Like, I'm talking like small. Anyways, I digress. Do I though? Am I done that? I did not. Well, I mean, in my life, yes. Yes, I have. Waffle House? One of my hotels was near a Waffle House. So I saw some of that. But, you know, I don't drink that much. So I don't think you do have Waffle Houses in the UK. We don't have them in Canada. I think there's some labor laws that prevent it. I'm just being totally honest after watching that video yesterday about all those random shit things that they asked them to do. I feel like maybe that's, I don't know. I'm always reminded of a little story of like Walmart opening up in Germany and then closing because they weren't used to the market there or something like that. I can't remember the whole story. Anywho, regardless, what we are here, they do, yes, of course, that's exactly right. Well, there is in fact a disaster rating scale based upon Waffle House's opens, like if they're open or not, that is national, like measured nationally. And if the Waffle House is not open, that's an apocalypse. I don't know how YouTube Daddy is going to appreciate that word, but whatever. Anyways, the reality is, and why I love the Waffle House is because, or Waffle House, sorry, it's not the Waffle House. When I go out for breakfast, ideally, do you know what I want to eat? I want to eat some white toast, buttered, with some over easy eggs and some crispy bacon. I want to make it into a little bit of a sandwich. I want my egg to pop. I want to drink. If I'm living my life the way I want to be living my life, I would drink a coffee, a Coke with ice, and a small orange juice. And home fries. Yes, Chris, thank you. I'm sorry, I almost forgot that. But seriously, that is me. That would be me living my life to the best. Now, here's the thing. That's possible at Waffle House. But here, if I went out and did that, first of all, the 3 drinks were $18. So I'm not made of money. I make my coffee at home these days. Anyways. But that would be, and that's why I want to go on a cruise, because you can get lots of drinks. You can get everything for included in your price. It's not free. It's just included in the price you paid. Anyways, hi, Crass. How are you doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I would love to hear what you have for Sunday. So I made this morning for myself what I order out at a restaurant sometimes if I'm feeling fancy. Because here's the thing. If I'm going to the restaurant and I can pay $20 for the really basic food that I can make at home, or I can pay $23 for like the huevos, well, they call it huevos incredibalos or whatever. But I made it at home today for myself, and I made a mess. That's the terrible part about working at home, or eating at home, sorry. Okay. Let's start. We're going to Vonda Bailey's courtroom. This is an older hearing. That's where we're starting. And the beginning of this hearing starts out with the person thinking they're going to be on the support court channel, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's watch together.
Mr. I have a question. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sorry. Would that be posted?
Yeah, but we'll take you back down.
Oh, okay. And I just realized that I actually watched your episodes. I had to look you up real quick. I didn't know that was you.
It is
I
me.
didn't know. Yeah.
That was a show. That wasn't this.
That's
Yes.
okay.
I mean, I guess we're coming full. Now, how stupid is that girl if she thinks she's on the show? No offense, allegedly. But seriously, full circle, because you are on a show, girl. Mary Juan, a big bow. Also, is she in bed? I think she's in bed. The judge doesn't seem very upset about it, which is fine. Hi, Bob. Mac is here as well. Oh, Mac, you're here? Oh, perfect. We were waiting. Let's go.
Okay, Mr. Ogunbela, this is your motion. You each have 15 minutes aside. That includes any opening statement that you give, as well as any closing statement. Do you have any questions about what I said with the opening and closing statement?
Yes, I don't understand what that meant.
Okay, so let me tell you, whenever there is a time limit whenever you have a hearing. So you'll get 15 minutes. That means within those 15 minutes, in an opening statement, you can tell me what your evidence is going to show about what it is you want the court to know. Then you will be able to present your case. And when you present your case, after you present your case, you'll testify. Attorney Sweatt will ask you questions if she has any. Well, I'm sure she will have some questions, but Miss Big Bow can ask you questions if she has any, but she can choose not to ask you any questions. And then a closing statement is based on the evidence that you presented, you want me to do X, Y, and Z. Does that make sense?
It does, Judge, except that we say XYZ around here just because, well, I mean, I do. XYZ. Yeah. Also, go Canada, Olympics. Or go every country, really.
Okay. All right. So I set the timer. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Is it me or marijuana?
It'll be you, but let me go.
Oh shit, her name is Mary Wan. Marijuana, almost? Mary Wan? What a terrible name. That's so dangerous. Mary Wan! Why is that so funny? Probably because I've been smoking marijuana all day.
On the record. All right, we're on the record in cause number DF23-01848, State of Texas versus Mayawa Ogunbela, Mayowa, last name Ognbela. This is an appeal from the 4D Child Support Court. Counsel, would you please announce for the record?
Stephanie Sweatt for the Office of the Attorney General.
Okay. Mr. Ogunbela, you are the movant in this case. This is your motion, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And Miss Bigbo, would you please announce for the record?
Mary Wan. I'm opening, yeah.
Marijuana Bigbo, is that correct?
Well, yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Ogunbela, as I stated previously, you have an opportunity to give an opening statement. That's where you will tell me what you want me to, what you want me to know, what the evidence is going to show, what you're asking for. You can choose not to give one because, like I said, you only have 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Can I start right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Mayawa Ogunbela, and I would just like you to help me reconsider the amount I'm paying because I feel it's way more than what I'm making right now. And I also have some other bills. I'm going to school. I'm married, and I have a lot of bills to pay and some other stuff. So the first one is I'm overpaying, and number two is I have a lot of other bills to cater for. I want to take care of my child, but I also have to consider my bills also. So I can pay more than half of my paycheck being paid as child support. So what will I use to survive and do some other stuff?
Okay.
Okay, she says. Well, sir, I just hate to inform you about this, but they are not willy-nilly. They, in fact, just take your income and then they take a percentage of it, and it's not 50%. It's not. It's usually 20% for the first child and then 5% for every child after that, which is why it's better to have multiple baby daddies, but allegedly. But I don't know. They would have done a calculation. Again, it's just like these numbers don't get pulled from nowhere. I'm surprised they even put this on the docket.
Does that conclude your opening statement?
Yes.
Okay. Attorney Sweatt?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state would request that child support be based on 2 quarters worth of wages and be set actually to $906 per month. That father continue to provide the health and the dental for the child, and also that the retroactive instead of $6,000 should actually be $5,385 and be repaid at $77 per month.
Okay. Does that conclude the state's opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Missy Bigbo, you have an opportunity to make an opening statement if you would like to. You don't necessarily have to.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to really say because since last year, it's been kind of hard because I don't really work a lot because of school right now. So it's like kind of hard having to take care of the baby at the same time when my job, I barely even work and my job barely pays me also, you know. So yeah, I don't know because even buying like baby stuff could be really expensive and stuff, you know. And every 2 weeks, $400 really won't cut a check, like help me out like that. But since it's based on what his income is, that's fine also, you know. I'm not trying to put somebody in a situation where it's hard or something. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
All right. And Mr. Ogunbela, at this time, you can call your witness. If you're your only witness, that's fine too.
My witness, like, I don't understand, like someone that can verify whatever I'm saying.
Yeah, or you can be your own witness. You're a witness because you're going to be giving testimony.
I mean, I can be my witness.
Okay. All right. So I just realized something. Would you both raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ogunbela, you're going to be your only witness?
Yes.
Okay, you may proceed.
So
She is sort of saying that, but it's the child. And Paul, that happened at least 9 months ago, probably longer when the milking happened, as far as I'm aware. Again, this is afternoon, but we are not PG-13.
Mr. Ogunbela?
hello, can you hear me?
I can now, but
Hello.
it's breaking
Yeah.
up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So the witness is about what, like, I don't understand what the witness statement says.
Well, you're your own witness. So you would just testify to whatever child support you're paying now. If you said you wanted to be reduced. So this is your opportunity to give evidence, which your testimony is evidence too, okay? As well as I believe you
Okay.
mentioned earlier about paycheck stubs. This is your opportunity to do all of that.
All right. So can I share my screen?
Yes.
1 second.
Please don't. What are you sharing your screen for? What have you got, you little shit? It's always a crapshoot. You know how many times we've had people pull up things that YouTube Daddy doesn't like? All while I drop something and I'm looking for it.
Did you get his exhibits?
What are you bringing up, sir? Is it Zelle? Is it your...
Can you see my screen, please?
No, sir.
Yeah, it should let you do it. Can you do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Can you see my screen? I'm trying to share it. Can you see it?
I can see your screen, but you're on it.
What the fuck? No, sir, we can't see your screen. We can see my bra. Terrible. I love it when they can't help them or they don't help them. I can see your face. That's what she said too. Oh God, how long is this gonna take?
Okay, so this. Can you see this, please?
No, we can't.
I can't see the screen, but you know, I guess if you can't share it, you can just talk about what it is you're sharing and what it is that you're trying to get us to know about the document.
Okay, so what I'm trying to share is this. The kind of job I have is like an insurance job, and I'm paid based on commissions. And sometimes of the year, the commission I make is way less than what I make at some particular point in time. So
Okay, well, that just means you need to hustle more or get a more steady job that's not commission. I've done commission sales. I get it. I sold cars, buddy. It's tough. It's a fucking tough life. When you sell cars, you have to be prepared for like 9 out of 10 at least people to fucking say no. It is rejection city. And I am a glutton for punishment, and I guess that's why I did it.
What I made during December was I had like some bonuses, and also I was new into the company, so I got some like welcome bonus and all that. But ever since January, my pay dropped by like 30%. So, and I was trying to explain to the judge the last time, but it was like, since I can't show him a proof, he can't, there's nothing he can do about it. So, and also I'm married, you know, I have people to take care of. I have my family to take care. I have to take care of my child also. And with the child support I'm paying right now, I can't even afford to buy food stuff or even pump gas in my car. So it's just like I'm making money and paying child support. I'm only there for like $200 or $300 for 2 weeks. Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to like, see if you can help me make adjustment or help me reduce it a little bit. I don't mind, I can pay for child support. I'm taking care of my child. But at least I should have something for myself also to take care of myself.
But I want to pay for a cheap.
And also,
child.
with the job I have right now, I lost it yesterday. A few of us were laid off yesterday, and right now I don't even have a job. So I can't keep paying 400 and something when I don't have a job. I'm still trying to find a job right now.
No, you heard me
Yeah,
right.
so
Well, I don't know what gelatinous punishment is.
Okay.
Is that what I
Thank
said?
you, Attorney Sweatt.
I like pretty much
Yes. Do you understand that retroactive support is based on past wages?
Not really, but yeah, not really.
Okay. So how much were you making before January at this job?
Okay, before my base pay was $17. My pay was $17, but I got some bonuses because I just joined the company. It's called like sign-in bonus. Yeah, and I also made some very good sales. And from October up until December is what we call the AEP. It's called the annual enrollment period. And during that time, a lot of people want to enroll into Medicare or switch plans. And that's how I got a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're making how much less?
I mean, more than 30% less.
So do you understand that when we did the retroactive calculation, it was based on your wages for the last quarter of last year and the first quarter of this year? And that's how we calculated a retroactive judgment of $5,385?
No.
Okay.
All right. What you just told me was okay. Yeah.
Do you have any other children?
No, I don't.
Probably a good idea.
So,
Hey, if I could offer you any advice today, any advice. I can't really save you any money on the one you already made, but I can help you out with a little nugget here. Stop having children. They're very expensive. Jesus Christ. You can't quibble about this.
The state, we took the wages that you made, we divvied them out for 3 months, and then we calculated support. That's your gross income. We took away the health insurance and dental of 123. Then we multiplied your net resources by 20%. We did that for the last quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023. So now do you understand how we calculated retroactive support?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And regarding support moving forward, you're requesting that your gross income be found to be based on just your wages for the first quarter of this year. Is that correct?
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Are you requesting that your child support be based on your wages for just the first quarter of this year?
If possible, the first 5 months.
So a quarter is 3 months. So the first 3 months of this year.
Okay, yeah, you can go by that.
Okay.
But actually from March, I actually made more, like way less than what I made January and February.
So do you understand that we're averaging out? So your employer is reporting your income for the entire 3 months in a quarter, and we're averaging that out between the months, and that's how we're calculating your gross income.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. So then your gross income for the based on the first 3 months of this year would be $4,066.33. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
So are you requesting that the court find that to be your gross income?
Yes,
Okay. And then do you understand that child support would be $660 a month?
$660 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you understand that if we were to take an average of what you made the last 3 months of 2022 and the first 3 months of this year, that in fact your gross income would be your gross income would be $5,697.37 per month.
Per month?
If we were to do an average of 6 months, that it would be $5,697.37. That'd be your gross income. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold
Do you
on.
understand? Apologize.
I'm stopping your time, Attorney Sweatt. Mother call dropped. I want to give her an opportunity to come back on.
This is mostly because of a ill-guided belief that YouTube Daddy punishes YouTubers for their chats, which I am of the firm belief isn't true.
Okay, here she goes.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We are back on the record. And Attorney Sweatt, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Ogunbela, do you understand that an average of the 6 months, that would mean your gross income was $5,697.37 per month?
Yes.
Okay. And do you understand if the court finds that to be your gross income, that child support would be $906 per month?
Per month? That's good.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, and one last thing regarding the retroactive child support. Would you be in agreement to paying the retroactive, whatever amount it may be, back at $77 per month?
Yeah, I don't mind. I can pay that.
Okay. Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Okay.
I have a question.
I was just coming to you. Now you
Okay.
can ask questions. And it has to be a question. This is not an opportunity, and he'll have an opportunity to ask you questions too. This is not an opportunity when you all get to question each other to bash each other. You have legit questions, okay?
But we would be
Okay.
fine with
Okay,
that.
you may proceed.
Okay, so my first question is since the retroactive report was 6,000, was it calculated for it to be 5,000 something?
Okay, you're asking him questions right now.
Oh, him. Okay. Okay. I was gonna ask him, Maya, I was gonna ask you, you said you lost your job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how is that gonna work? Like, if you lost your job right now, how is the payment gonna go?
Oh, finally, the first time in ever my experience that she's asking a good question. First of all, she asked the question right away. Impressed. Second of all, good question. Is this lady a sleeping genius? Like, is it? I'm fucking. I feel bad. Mary Juan. Seriously, though, that's a great question. Did he lie and say he lost his job? Well, how the fuck are you going to pay this if you lost your job?
When it comes to taking care of the baby right now.
I mean, the court can decide that, but to the best of my knowledge, right now I don't have a job. So, but for the insurance, I have my insurance up until May of next year. So I'm trying to find a job right now.
Okay. Let's That's all I wanted to ask.
Okay. All right, let me stop your time. Okay, Mr. Ogunbela, do you, is there anything else you want to say for you're testifying right now, so is there anything else you want to say?
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I want to take care of my child. I want the best life for her, but if I'm paying more than I'm supposed to be paying for child support, how can I take care of myself and my family? So is there a way can it be reduced a little bit? I know the mother also works and I work too. So I want to take care of my child, like I said, but why is everything just depending on me? I also have things to take care of. I go to school also.
Okay. Mr. Ogunbela, I have a question for you. Do you have any other children outside of this child?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. So, does that conclude your testimony?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Are you gonna call anyone else as a witness, or do you rest, meaning your case is done?
So when you say witness, is someone that can like testify that, I'm married or
No, you just, if you wanted to bring someone else to testify to your income or something like that, but they would already have to be in the hearing or in the waiting room. If they're not here, then it'll just be limited to Attorney Sweatt or Miss Ibigbo.
all right, it's fine. I'm okay. I can do it myself.
Okay, all right. So let me stop your time. All right, Attorney Sweatt. Recommendation.
Does she have 3 timers?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state would recommend doing an average of the income information made available to the state, since we still haven't seen any kind of pay stubs or anything like that. And we don't know how much the bonuses were. It doesn't sound like any of that information was offered. So the state would request that his gross income for an average of 6 months was $5,697.37 per month, which would mean child support should be set to $906 based on guidelines. And that is giving credit to Mr. Ogunbela for providing health and dental insurance at a total cost of $123 per month. The state would also recommend the retroactive at $5,385 to be paid at $77 per month. And that is calculated for the wages. So for the last quarter of 2022, I did an average of those 3 months. And then for the the first quarter of 2023, I did an average of those 3 months for income, and then calculated what child support would have been for those months. And that's how I calculated the $5,385. I don't know how retroactive came out to an even 6,000, or whether or not credit was given at any point. I'm just not sure where the number came from.
I live on an island, but I don't go to the beach very often. It is just actually on the sun deck that I tan. And I don't do it very often. I'm doing it for vitamin D. I used to go to tanning beds when I was really young, but not a lot. It took me so long. It takes me a long time to base up without burning. So, but there are many body cam channels. You know who my favorites are. Mark! Oh my God, thank you so much. Another 20 people coming to members only tomorrow. Oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about at members only tomorrow. I am so excited. Yay! Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's amazing. You rock. Thank you. Thank you. Members only is Sunday. That's right. Tomorrow, right after Court Watchers Anonymous. All right, let's listen to the rest of or more of this case. I'm sure I'll interrupt it again, but thank you again, Mark.
But a more accurate number would have been $5,385. And that concludes the recommendations, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, and does the state rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss Ibigbo?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the option now to testify, and you may call Mr. Ogunbela or Attorney Sweatt as a witness if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. It's up to you.
Um,
Now, you were trying to ask a question earlier. I think that would have been a question for the state, but
mhm.
because I had a similar question, but she just cleared it up for me.
Yeah, she just did right now too. I think I don't know honestly, I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry.
You may continue, Miss Evigo.
Okay.
Sound like a
To
remix,
be
didn't it?
honest, I get what he's saying, but to be honest, $418 is quite low for me with the baby, but it's something I can try to work with. But honestly, I don't know if it's because of the child support that his job is gone. Like he said he doesn't have a job right now. Maybe the payments is the reason why. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because um, I
Babies
don't
are
know.
so cute, but they are so
I do want to
expensive.
I do want to agree with certain things here, right? But at the same time, I don't want to because Maya Ogunbela, I reached out to him last year before even filing for this child support. It's something I don't want to ever do. But I reached out to him and let him know, hey, I'm gonna need help financially with the baby. And he read my messages. They reply back to me. I kept texting him multiple times, every time trying to let him know, hey, I need help taking care of the child financially and everything. But he just kept reading my messages and not reaching back to me or anything. So it's like now he's pleading for reducing whatever now, and now it's like I need help more. So it's like I don't know what to do at this point right now. Because if he had, communicated with me when I was trying to reach out to him about the baby, we wouldn't be in this situation right now at all. So it's more like he asked for all of this right now. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to agree with this or not.
This is not therapy,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Does that conclude your testimony?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Your Honor, if I may, just two more items. So the state would object to any evidence of job loss since this order was signed or any new evidence. Is our position that that would require a modification and not a de novo hearing. And second, the state would also request and recommend that the new support amounts begin on the same date that they would have under this order, so May 1st, 2023. And that is all, Your Honor. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. The court,
Okay, what do we think she's gonna do? Get your guesses in the chat. In case you didn't understand what the Office of the Attorney General said there was, hey, if he lost his job subsequent to this order, that is not in fact grounds for appeal. That would be grounds for a modification, but it's not grounds for an appeal. This is a de novo appeal. De novo means new trial within itself, basically. So they're having this as if the first one didn't happen, which is why the Office of the Attorney General put on all the evidence, such as. And so the fact that I did say earlier it was a good question, it is a good question, but it's not a good legal excuse to not paying child support. It's a good reason for a modification, but it is not a good reason for not paying child support. Hi, Viking. You haven't missed much. Well, Mark gave away 20 memberships. Woo! We're going to members only tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. You think she's going to keep it the same and then give him a break on past support? Interesting. Oh, Ed, you are late. I've marked that down right over here. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue.
sustains the objection. Okay. Is there anything further from all parties?
When you say sustain your objection, what does that really mean? Sorry.
You know what? Thank you for asking that question because I did just I did just say it and didn't explain it. So when
Okay.
an objection is made and the court agrees with the objection, because it has to be a legal objection, right? When the
Mhm.
court agrees with it, they'll sustain it. If the court doesn't agree with it, like it's not grounded in any type of legal framework or anything, then the court will overrule it.
Okay. Makes sense.
So essentially he's asking for a modification, a change in his child support, which would require a separate motion that will request the court to actually lower his child
Okay.
support. An appeal is something different. That's what we're here for today.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I just explained, Judge.
All right. So anything further?
No, so right now, so what he's gonna do is do a modification for his job.
No, baby, shut up. She's gonna rule. No, baby.
Well, I haven't made a ruling yet.
Oh, okay.
What I'm going to do is send you all an email. Mr. Ogunbela, what is your
Yeah,
email?
it's M-A.
You bitch, allegedly cock block us. Ugh. And make me do this email redaction live. Ugh. Judge.
And Miss Ebigbo, what is your email address?
No.
It's M.
No, we're not doing that. Well, then what the hell is the rest of this hearing? We have another 20 minutes. What's going to happen? Another case? Oh, let's find out together.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Attorney Sweatt, I have your email address. So what I'm going to do is look over the notes that I've taken in addition to what you all just testified to today, and I will send you an order of, or a ruling rather, of what is going to be decided. And you all will receive that by email.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, we're off the record. That concludes this hearing. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye, Judge Bailey.
Bye-bye.
She's smitten as fuck with that judge. Hi, Erica.
Your Honor, I believe I'm also on the, is it the Sweatt and Ellis case?
Yes,
Ew,
I'm admitting
Sweatt.
everyone now.
Terrible last name. No offense. It's just hard. This is going to be a tough life when your last name is Sweatt.
Hello.
Good morning, Judge. I'm sorry, good afternoon, Judge.
It's okay. It's almost Friday. Okay. Are you Sydney Stubbs?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me see.
Okay. Because that calls number that I'm looking at, that's not the one that I actually see on the docket. Is it the same one?
No, Your Honor, I was in a hearing before I came into this one, so I just haven't changed the name yet.
Okay, I was like, did we miss something? So okay.
No, you're good.
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, Miss Ellis. Is it Sweatt?
Is it Sweatt? We all want to
Let
know.
me ask him to unmute.
I'm trying to get it together.
It's okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, ma'am?
Good, good. I do need you to turn on your camera for me.
I am trying to.
Okay.
Okay,
I
it's
just
one
sent you a
button.
prompt. You might see that.
Yeah, I see it. The way I have to swipe up on the screen.
Okay.
Wow, good.
All right. All right. Miss Ellis, you doing okay?
Sweat with two
Okay.
T's, like that makes it better.
Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, we
I
can
can
hear you, but
you.
Oh,
I haven't heard from Miss Ellis yet.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, good. All right. So it looks like we're here on Mr. Sweatt's motion to refer.
Yes, Your Honor, and the motion for child custody evaluation.
Okay. All right, so,
And
I'm assuming because you all are here, there is no agreement on that?
well, for the motion to refer, I think maybe we do have an agreement. I know we had a hearing in the OAG court, and the OAG judge is the one who recommended that we refer the case to district court because there were a lot of complex issues in this case. We just never, I sent around an agreed motion, in order for everybody, but it just never got signed. That's why I set the hearing.
Oh, okay, I got you. So, all right, we're on the record in cause number DF 2303070. This is a motion to refer the case from the 4D Child Support Court to the district court, as well as a motion for child custody evaluation. Councils, would you please state your name for the record?
Sydney Stubbs, Your Honor, for Tyrone Sweatt.
Thank you.
Stephanie Sweet for the Office of the Attorney General.
All right. And Ms. Ellis, would you please announce, state your name for the record?
Tatiana Ellis.
Okay. All right. Would everyone who intends to testify, please raise their right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth?
Absolutely.
Okay. Got it.
Did
All
he
right.
say it?
So Attorney
I
Stubbs,
did.
you may proceed.
Okay, Mr. Sweatt, can you please state your name for the record?
Tyrone Sweatt.
Okay, and do you recall appearing in the OAG court back in March? Not March. May of this year?
Yes.
Okay, do you recall the judge ruling on temporary orders in that case?
Yes.
Do you also recall the judge recommending that the case be referred to district court?
Yes.
Are you in agreement with referring the case to district court?
Yes.
Okay. Regarding the custody evaluation, how long are you and Miss Ellis currently married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. Were you in a prior relationship before now?
Yes.
Okay. When did you break up?
No. We still talking. It's kind of complicated, but we still talking.
Oh, they're still fucking? Look at, she knows. Judge fucking knows. Look at her. She's like, oh shit. They're still talking. Oh. Don't we all know that ex that we should not speak to? That judge has that little twinkle in her eye right now. I love it. Our booty calls broken up. I'll tell you something, Vince. In certain states, such as North Carolina, if you are in the process of separating and you have a booty call with your marital partner, you reset the clock on separation time. It basically nullifies the separation and restarts the clock because there is a waiting period for it. So in some cases, it can ruin a breakup. Was I talking about gelatinous punishment? I mean, I'm into it. I don't know why or what, but I feel like I'm into it.
Well, are you currently in a relationship together right now?
Yes.
That's not
Okay.
true anymore in North Carolina? Really? Color me surprised. I mean, I don't really have a need to know that other than just my weird legal life. But that's interesting. I didn't know they changed that rule. I'll mark that down on my list too. Thanks, Mac.
Since have you and Miss Ellis had difficulty co-parenting regarding the children?
Yes.
Okay. Have there been allegations made both by you and her regarding the children?
Yes.
Do you feel it's in the best interest of the children to have a custody evaluation made in order to determine what's in their best interest?
Hold on 1 second. I believe Mother dropped off. Hold on, let me give her an opportunity to come back on.
Oh dear.
Okay, there she goes.
I'll restate my
Mother's
question.
coming
Mr.
again
Sweatt.
and again. Maybe that's what made her so happy in the first place. Ba-dum-tsh.
Do you believe a custody evaluation would be in the best interest of the children in order for an evaluator to determine what's in their best interest regarding conservatorship, possession and access, and other issues regarding the kids?
If we can't come to an agreement, yes.
Okay. Are you asking that the fee for the custody evaluation be split between you and Ms. Ellis 50-50?
Sure. Yes.
I'll pass this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Attorney Sweatt.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Ellis, you do have an opportunity to ask Mr. Sweatt any questions related to the motion to refer and the motion for the child custody evaluation. If you choose to ask any questions, you don't necessarily have to.
I'm just to get clarity as far as the motion to get custody, what is being asked?
I would like, joint custody. I would like to have decisions over where my children go to school and the rights of a parent. I don't want my rights being taken away from my children because you don't like my attitude towards you. So that's what I'm requesting. That's why we're in court.
Okay, Ms. Ellis, do you have any more questions for Mr. Sweatt?
No, ma'am.
Good question, good
Okay.
answer.
All right, Attorney Stubbs, do you have any redirect?
No, not for Mr. Sweatt, Your Honor.
Okay, you may, does that conclude your questioning of Mr. Sweatt?
Yes, Your Honor, it does.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
I call Tatiana Ellis.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ellis. Can you state your name for the record?
Tatiana Ellis.
And have we had a conversation regarding the motion to refer this case to district court?
Yes.
Are you in agreement with that motion?
No.
Okay. What is your objection to referring the case to district court?
I would be okay with how it is as far as what you have told me, how the custody is meant to be. As far as anything more, I don't want to allow that.
If I may, Your Honor, can I just explain? So Ms. Ellis, just to explain very briefly, the motion to refer isn't, is just to see if the district court can make a decision as opposed to the OAG court, not necessarily saying that something may or will not be, will or will not be changed.
Okay, then yes, I agree with it.
Okay, so just let me one more time. Are you in agreement with referring the case to district court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Regarding the custody evaluation, are you and Mr. Sweatt currently in a relationship?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had
Ooh,
issues?
his heart was just broken, you guys. He said they were. She says they're not. That is absolutely devastating for the person who gets told, oh, you thought we were in a relationship? Sorry, we're not in a relationship. Ouch. 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 I hope you enjoyed it the last time. Oh.
Communicating regarding the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have disagreements regarding what's in the best interest of their children and the children regarding conservatorship, possession, and access?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel that it would be in the best interest of the children to have a third-party evaluator review and evaluate both of you and make a recommendation to the court regarding what's best for the children?
I'm okay with this.
Would you be okay, would you be in agreement to splitting the cost of the evaluation 50-50?
No, ma'am.
Okay, how would you like the fees split?
I would like for him to take care of all of that.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
thank you.
I'm a bit indignant about that as well. I mean, I think they should share the cost, or at least at the wage division. So let's say he makes 70% more than her. He pays 70, she pays 30.
Okay, Attorney Sweet, do you have any questions? Okay, Miss Ellis,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have anything else you would like to say? You don't, like I said, you don't necessarily have to.
What am I able to say that will help this situation?
Well, I can't say what would help or hurt it. From what it sounds like, you're in agreement with the motion to send the case to district court, which I'm the district court judge, just so
Okay.
you. So you're in agreement with having your case come from the child support court to the district court. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're also in agreement with the child custody evaluation. You just would like Mr. Sweatt to pay for the entire evaluation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So beyond that, you don't have to say anything else. Now, I have questions for you both, but I'll ask after everyone is done asking you questions.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you don't have any testimony you would like to give?
I mean, does
Well, let me ask this question. Do you understand what the motion to refer means? Do you understand what a referral is?
no, ma'am.
Okay, so the 4D court, which is also known as the child support court, they have jurisdiction over certain issues. They
Okay.
don't get into the who gets custody over who doesn't get custody, what is the possession schedule like they really don't get into a lot of that. Their role is specifically concerning child support as well as medical support if it involves Medicaid. Does that make
Okay.
sense? So anything above that, you would have to ask the district court or the district court to make those type of decisions, right?
Okay.
So that's why you will refer the case to a district court who can make the decision. Does that make sense so far?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and on the custody evaluation, they don't do those as well. That's
Okay.
not something that the Attorney General's office handled. That's something that the district court would handle. So what we would do is have an independent person. We use what's called Family Court Services. Family Court Services is the provider that we use here through Dallas County, and you will be assigned someone who will pretty much do an investigation of your case. So whatever the issues are, they'll do an investigation. They'll come to your home, interview anyone who is an adult who lives in the home. And when I say live, they've been there longer than 30 days, okay? So that could include you, your children, whoever you may live with, Mr. Sweatt, whoever lives with him. They'll talk to what are called collateral witnesses, which are like the children's school teachers, counselors, the nurse, if he's having any medical issues. You know, just get a thorough report and then they'll send it to me.
Okay.
It'll assist me with, based on their recommendation on what they believe needs to happen in terms of who the primary conservator who can designate where the children live, who does that, what they believe the possession and access of the children should be, if the children need to go to any type of therapy, those type of things.
Okay.
Okay, so they don't make decisions on child support. Attorney Sweatt, who you see on the screen, that's who would make a recommendation on what child support should be, if there's any back pay or retroactive child support is to be owed, how much is that, who pays it, if the children are on Medicaid, governmental assistance, who pays it, how much, if there is any retroactive owed on that, that's their role. So does all of that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you
Okay.
for clarifying.
Welcome. You're welcome. So
He's not preparing these people for these hearings because they've had multiple meetings before this hearing. Anyways, I just want to talk about my eyebrows today because damn, they're in the same time zone. I don't know if they're in the same county, but I would say they're in the same time zone today. And normally they live in different time zones. We'll just say that.
Have another question. Miss Ellis, are you working right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where do you work?
Can I not say it because I do not want him? We have family violence, and I purposely do not tell him where I live. We have not been together since the end of 2019, and 2020 is when I moved into my own place. I have not told him where we live ever since. I have not told him where I've worked. I've recently had allowed him to come pick up the kids at the leasing office here, but because it was stated that there is family violence, now he picks up the kids at the police department that is down the street from me.
Okay, which police department is that?
It's off of Hall Street in Deep Ellum.
Oh, at the marshal's office, I think that is,
I
right?
think that's what I think so.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. How much money do you make?
It varies. My schedule, they schedule me at least once a week, but I pick up days. So I can work as much as 5 days a week, 7 days a week. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Not right now. Okay. Not right now. I'm on the phone right now. And then I'll take care of that after. Okay? Close the door. I love you too. Just not right now. Okay. I apologize.
No problem. I'm a mom too, so I get it.
Okay.
I'm a mom too, so I get it.
Let me see a better question to ask. So did you file your taxes last year? Did you get a W-2?
I did. I did file, and what would be the next question? Sorry.
What was the income that was reported on your W-2 for last year?
So from last year, because I lost my job, it fluctuated last year. But as far as what I got, can I tell you what I got back? Because I just gave all my paperwork to my tax lady.
Okay, so you worked this entire year up until current, correct?
Oh, yes.
How much monthly on average would you say is your gross?
I'm making just about $3,000 a month, a little bit less.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Sweatt, how much are you making a month?
About 38 a month.
Okay.
3,800.
All right. And Miss Ellis, what was the reason that you wanted Mr. Sweatt to pay for the entire evaluation?
Because I'm solely taking care of financial needs here while he does not have to.
Okay.
As far as clothes, food, the reason why I've applied for child support now, our eldest is 9, he just turned 9 yesterday. This is my first time applying for it, is because it wasn't, I need to make sure that I need to know that there's something that's going to be there just in case something does occur where I'm sick, because there's times where I've been sick and I can't pay for a certain bill, or I'm paying for a babysitter. I've paid for babysitters $75 a day, and for 5 days a week, that's $1,500 a month. I feel like if he can just pay for that while he's away, that'll be helpful. I've only been.
Oh, just $1,500 a month? I really hate to tell you this, Miss Ellis, but if the max child support amount in Texas is $1,863 a month. Somebody could fact check me on that. I might be off by a couple dollars, but I'm pretty sure it's $1,863.
The only public assistance I've applied for, I was on food stamps for like a brief amount of time last year, and then I'm paying for everything myself. So I don't feel like I should have to be paying everything.
No. So how it works is each kid adds a different amount, and Elon Musk is a different story. But basically the child support guidelines max out at a certain amount. It's like $150,000 a year. Once you're making $150,000 a year, it doesn't change your child support obligation. It's a maxed number. And so that's what I mean. And I think it is 1863 or something really close to there for one child. Now, every child that you add onto that generally adds 5%. And every child that you have that you are also responsible for child support, not to that person, reduces it by a certain percentage. There's a full formula.
For everything, especially when he left in 2020 to start a business and he was getting paid by the person that he was with as well. So.
Okay, well, thank you for that. The reason I ask, and this is to Mr. Sweatt and Ms. Ellis, usually if there is a request for a social study evaluation, it's normally based on how much money that each party makes. And based on how much money you make, that's the cost of it. So I asked how much you make so I could take that into consideration in terms of determining who pays what, if anything, right? Because
Yes.
I know your request that you don't want to pay anything, and I will also take that into consideration.
Okay.
Ellis, what is your email address?
It's my first name, Tatiana. I just wanted to like say, because my pay has been fluctuating. So as far as he doesn't pay rent, he doesn't pay any additional bills. So
You don't know what I
because
Hold on, Mr. Sweatt, hold on. Ms. Ellis, we're not in an actual hearing beyond what it is that we're talking about. So I don't want you to get into anything beyond that. But I would say, unless you live in the home that he's living in, you don't necessarily know what he pays.
Okay.
It's all right. And
Your Honor.
is your email address on file with the court? I think
Yes, Your Honor, it should. I'm gonna say it should be, but I can give it to you as well.
let me see what I have here. I have
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
okay.
Your Honor, if my client very briefly could just address the issue that Ms. Ellis raised regarding why she wants him to pay the full amount of the evaluation.
Yes, sure.
Mr. Sweatt, you're currently put on child support, correct?
Correct.
Beginning this month, you're ordered to pay $861 a month in child support, correct?
Correct. I paid it this month.
Okay, and that's not including the medical support that you've been ordered and retroactive support, correct?
Correct.
Prior to that, you were paying Ms. Ellis roughly $1,000 a month, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you have been providing financially in some way capacity, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So the court is going to grant the request to refer this to refer this case to the district court. The court is also going to grant the request to have the social study. Attorney Stubbs. Attorney Stubbs, if you will prepare an order for each one of those.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you do prepare the order, if you would put a line that says father shall pay, leave the blank there, so I can put an amount in there and do the same thing for mother. Because after that, then you'll get a separate order from Family Court Services. And I am ordering that Family Court Services is the one who performs the social study evaluation.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, is there anything further?
Not from us, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything further, Miss Ellis?
I do.
Oh, ma'am.
Okay. And Attorney Sweatt, you just you didn't have anything, so I'm pretty sure there's nothing further. Well, we're off the record. Thank you all for the rest of the week.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thank you.
Fine. I guess, Your Honor, that's it. We'll talk about it later. No. Actually, I thought that was a pretty good hearing. Tiny Piggy's here. Hiya, Tiny Piggy. Mother's gonna pay too. That's what it sounded like. Are we ready for the next? Let me grab it. I don't creep frame anymore. It's a beautiful thing. Ooh. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Reminder, tomorrow is members only.
All right, let's see.
Also, I successfully
We'll
redacted
take up
all of
2016.
Judge, wait a minute. I successfully redacted all of those email addresses live on the fly. So I would like a special award for that. Good job, Paisley. You are so special.
54417. It's a matter of Jacob Slokum and Amanda Slokum. Both are here via Zoom, and Ms. Evans here from friend of the court. And this is the date and time that was set for hearing regarding support. An updated custody and parenting time order was entered back in December.
Guess what else? I yelled loud enough, my roommate left. I love it. I love it. Love it. I will take you up on that. I need to put a radio station under my belt as one of my jobs that I've had, Mac. So soon, let's do that. On my cross US trip that I'm planning in my brain.
And based on the change in overnights and whatnot, and the fact it's been a while since support was run, it was ordered that the friend of the court file a motion to address support. Ms. Evans, did you get the information needed to run a calculation?
I did.
And before you did that, I'll ask if the parties, did you guys figure out the health insurance and whether both plans were necessary, or if you're going to use one plan or the other?
I had not talked to her, but
Okay.
it sounded like she was going to cancel her plan.
Okay. Looks like she just froze. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Man, he's on the creed. Oh, there she is.
Too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her. There we go.
Did anybody have fluorescent
Ma'am, was that
lighting
true? Were you?
on their bingo card? Like the square fluorescent lighting. If you did, please go ahead and mark that off.
You're going to cancel your health insurance plan?
I have not canceled it yet, but I can.
Well, was it your plan to or not, based on Mr. Slocum having insurance?
Sure.
Sure, okay. All right, Ms. Evans, what'd you come up with?
Well, let me adjust then for the insurance part of it. I would clear her amount, correct? So I had a biweekly amount of $251.53 that Amanda was paying, but she's going to cancel that.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
It could be healthcare. It looked like a healthcare hallway. It could be fast food.
So with the information provided by the parties, support would have Amanda paying $146 child support, $51 ordinary medical, for a total of $197 a month for 2 children.
She pieces out. Oh, she's back.
And that's based on the party's income and then the overnights that were set forth in the order?
Correct. They both provided me with an income. Jacob indicated he earns $14.50 an hour for 35 hours a week. Amanda receives a salary biweekly of $2,173.
Whoa. That's bi-weekly, so $4,200 every month. And she's salary. I remember when I had a salary job. That generally just means they can work you more. Never liked that.
Jacob indicated he had 163 overnight. Amanda didn't put anything in there. I think that would probably be correct.
I put that in the order.
With the alternating holidays. I'm sorry, what was that?
I put the overnights in the order to be used, and that's 163 and 202. Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. And ma'am, do you agree with the calculation?
Yeah, yes.
Sir, do you agree with the calculation?
Sure.
All right. And the order indicated that would be effective January 1st, 2023. So January 1st, effective that date, support would be 146 support, 51 ordinary medical for the defendant, Ms. Slokum, to pay to the plaintiff, Mr. Slokum. That would include an order setting his support to 0 at this time. All right. Is there anything further for today?
Wait a minute, I'm confused. I'm gonna have to pay him?
That
Yeah.
was the recommendation based on the overnights and your incomes, yes.
Don't I have them for more overnights?
She didn't get that part till now. Sorry. I find it so funny. At least she said something before the hearing was quite over.
By 40 days?
You do, and then the calculation takes the overnights both ways into effect.
So then if the overnights get taken into consideration, how am I paying in?
That's the way the
Because you have a
calculation.
greater income.
You have a much higher income, I guess? I
Okay,
guess-
so where do I,
She's fucking shooketh. She is shooketh right now. 1,000% shooketh. She's gonna ask, where do I appeal this? Or where do I, what is she gonna say? Either where do I appeal this or where do I pay? I'm going with appeal. But let's be realistic. In Texas, that would not be the case in this exact same scenario. I don't believe they take into account the non-custodial parent. So it's interesting. Where I live, they take both people's income, they put it into the calculator and for however many children, and then they take the difference. And whoever has the bigger difference pays that to the other.
I do an appeal on that? Because that just doesn't seem right.
Well, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let me, one thing, I guess, Mr. Slocum, you make $14.50 an hour?
Yes,
All right, but you're only working 35 hours a week?
that's what I was hired in for.
All right, are you able to work more hours? Usually we use full-time pay.
If the hours are there, then yeah, I can work more.
He sounds less than enthused about that, Pass. Thank you for lurking and listening and supporting the channel. Yay. Do. Awesome. She oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Appeal, yes, exactly. Appeal so that we can all hear that silliness.
Okay. What, how long have you worked? Where do you work?
Auto Value in Big Rapids
How long have you worked there?
since October 3rd.
Oh, of last year?
Yes,
All right, so there are times that you work more than 35 hours?
I don't know if I've had to work more than 35 yet, maybe 1 week. But there have been a couple weeks that I have worked significantly less, just slow business and had to take time off for court hearings and stuff.
Well, yeah, but I guess my point is we usually use 40 hours for a full-time work week.
Okay.
Is there a reason you couldn't go out and find a job at 40 hours a week?
When I was looking for a job, my main priority was flexibility in the schedule due to the parenting agreement that we had prior. So
Okay.
my flexibility and schedule was more important to me than, working for a higher paying job.
Okay, it's a little more consistent now though, with the set schedule every week or every other week.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
And
I
my
guess-
hours have gone up a little bit since then, but I'm not at 40 yet.
Okay. All right, Ms. Evan, I'd feel better if we use 40 hours of income as a full-time work week for Mr. Slocum. Can you make that adjustment?
Yeah. So that would change the calculation slightly. Would still have Amanda paying $93 child support, $49 ordinary medical, for a total of $142 for two children.
All right, so it dropped at about $50 a month.
I mean, I just also want to point out that I am paying the kids' tuition too. I would be better off just not getting any child support. I don't feel like I should have to pay in when they're with me more days. And just because I make more money, I have a more consistent job, and I've been gainfully employed since 2016 at the same place.
So you're paying their school tuition?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
How much is that?
That is $980 a month.
I'm sorry, how much?
And I don't have a problem doing that, but I don't feel like I should have to pay child support on top of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How much did you say it was a month? You glitched out there for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, $680.
$680 per month is their school tuition?
That's correct.
And that's for 9 months of the year or?
10 months.
10 months? So
And
that's
then
6,800. So that's 6,800?
yes, without their registration fee, books and uniforms, but
Okay, now I put in the order that both of you were to have uniforms for the kids because there were more overnights for Mr. Slocum. Sir, have you gotten those uniforms to have at your house?
Absolutely. They both have multiple sets of uniforms here.
Okay, good. And then the tuition, ma'am, is that the reduced rate that you
did you
testified
order
about,
the
or-
St. Mary's shirts?
No, they're not here on Tuesdays, so we don't need them for church.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about St. Mary's shirts during our trial, but I did hear about school uniforms, so that's what I put in the order. Ma'am, I think you were frozen again there for a second. I didn't hear anything about St.
muted
Mary's
herself,
shirts at the
probably.
trial. I did hear about uniforms. That's why I put that in the order.
By the grace of God.
But ma'am, is that?
Yeah, we had, for their all school masses, Jacob knows this, they have to wear a St. Mary blue logo shirt. Now, I knew he had ordered uniforms for the kids. I just don't know about the logo ones. Those are pretty expensive, a shirt through their, you have to use their provided supplier.
All right. All I'm saying is I didn't put those in the order because the shirts specifically weren't brought up during the trial.
Okay.
All right. Now, but I do have a question for you. That 6,800, is that the reduced rate that you were talking about, or is that the full
That
amount?
is the reduced in parishioner rate.
Okay. And sir, you don't contribute at all to that tuition?
No.
All right. Is there a reason that you don't?
It wasn't ordered to, and when we did our first parent or our first child support order.
Okay. But you were paying support back then, so presumably that some of that went into the budget and could have been used for that tuition, correct?
It did. It helped out a lot.
So do you not feel that you should be responsible for any of that tuition?
I didn't say that.
Okay, no, I'm just asking. I'm not implying, I'm just asking.
It was her decision to send them there.
Okay.
But you agreed to it. I believe he asked you at our hearing a couple weeks ago and you said you had no problem with it.
I agreed to it, and you agreed to pay the tuition.
Okay.
Right.
But-
That was
but
before
you
I would have to pay
indicated-
child support.
Right, but sir, you indicated that you still attend that church too, and that you try to do the things that are necessary to get the rate reduced, right? Those
I do go to
additional-
the church with the kids. I am not Catholic. I don't belong to the church. No.
All right, I'll make a finding at this time that that is a significant expense, that it is tuition that it sounds like the parties agreed upon when they were together. Certainly doesn't offset the entire cost, but I think it would be equitable at this time to just set support at 0 for both parties, and based on that, not require either party to pay child support to the other party, as the recommendation would be for Ms. Slokum to pay at this time, but she does cover the entirety, it sounds like, of that $6,800 tuition bill for the year. And Mr. Slokum doesn't contribute to that specifically. And to order her to pay support on top of that appears to be inappropriate or unjust at this time. So support would just be set at 0 both ways, and that would be the recommendation going forward for child support. All right, is there anything further?
No, thank you.
All right, we're all.
To help them, but an employee.
What the fuck is that? Super weird. Anyways, got time for one more? One more. I think it's this one. Here we go. Last one for Saturday night. It's a good one, or it's a long one. It's like 40 minutes. So settle in, buddies. Remember when you got your first job and you had your first name tag and you like to wear it around?
Take up file 2020-57126. It's the matter of Kaylin Lattin and Richard Lattin. And this is the day and time set for hearing in this matter. Ex parte order was signed by Judge Dykeman on January 20th. Denying the order that was submitted, but granting the plaintiff mother extended parenting time, suspending the dependent father's parenting time until further order of the court, directing Mr. Lattin to submit to a hair follicle drug test, and setting the matter for expedited proceedings today. Both parties are here. Ms. Lattin with counsel. Ms. Corndike's here on her behalf. And matter was set for, well, 1:15, but everybody's here, so we'll proceed. I guess Ms. Corndike, this is your motion on behalf of your client. How do you want to proceed today?
I'd like to take some testimony from my client, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Lattin, how many children do you have with the other party?
2.
And prior to the ex parte, what was your parenting time arrangement?
5 days on, 2 days off. So it was a 5-2 schedule.
Okay. And were there any special provisions for that parenting time to occur for the other party?
Yes, the parenting time was stated that it was supposed to be done at his parents' house.
When did you find out that the parenting time was not occurring at the home of the defendant, or the home of the defendant's parents, excuse me?
That began back at some point in October.
Okay. Did you allow any sort of accommodations for the defendant to still exercise his parenting time?
Yes, I allowed Richard to come into my home with the children. I would leave while he was there. I also would allow him to spend the evening at my house with the children overnight, and I would go to a hotel or find other accommodations for myself and my infant for the evening.
And approximately how long were you allowing the parenting time to occur in your own home?
Approximately 2 months or so. I'm not sure of an exact time frame.
Okay. And do you know the reason why the defendant could not have the parenting time at his parents' house?
He was evicted from his parents' house.
What happened on the parenting time that led you to file this ex parte?
On Tuesday, before the order was filed, Richard stated he wanted to see the children, so he come over to my house. He was supposed to watch Maisie that day. I did not have childcare for her that day at the daycare. He was supposed to arrive and pick her up and then leave. Once he arrived, his vehicle began having issues, so he was not able to leave in his vehicle that he arrived in. So I had given him permission to stay at the house with her until a ride got there to pick them two up. And then I left for work. Richard ended up staying at the home with Maisie the entire time I was at work that day. That evening when I arrived home, I explained that he wasn't going to stay the night. He wasn't going to stay there with me and the children, that he could go. And at that time, he stated the kids wanted to be with him. So rather than having an argument ensue, I allowed him to leave with the children on my parenting time. He then broke down on the side of the road at 8:40 in the evening with my children, with no heat, no nothing, called me very upset that the car was broke and that him and the kids needed picked up. I stated that I would come pick the kids up, but I was refusing to allow him to come back to the home with me, and that I was just going to pick him up. To avoid confrontation, I had my father go pick up the children from him on the side of the road. That way there wasn't an issue in front of the children.
At that time, did you find anything else in your home that led you to be concerned?
So when I arrived that day back home after work with Luke and my youngest child, I have an infant that is not Richard's. I noticed the house had an odd burnt smell to it. Upon further examination, when I walked into the bathroom, I found my bathroom window open, which was cracked. It's January. There's no reason for the bathroom window to be open. And then there was ashes laying on top of my garbage can that was in the bathroom.
And how do you know that those ashes weren't simply from a cigarette?
I do not smoke cigarettes, nor does anybody smoke cigarettes in my house.
Okay. Does the defendant smoke cigarettes?
No, not to my knowledge. He uses chewing tobacco.
Okay. Can you describe the odor more specifically?
A burnt rubber smell is the closest.
Yeah, meth doesn't ash either. I don't even think, does crack ash a little bit? I guess crack ashes. But good meth shouldn't. A lot of adulterants in it, maybe. I don't know.
Way I can put it. Like hot super glue, maybe.
Is this a smell you had ever smelled before in your home?
Not in my home, no.
Is this a smell you've ever smelled before?
Yes, I have had this or smelt this before on Richard, on himself, and within his vehicle.
Has he ever provided any explanation to you about what that smell is?
No, I haven't ever required an explanation for it, I guess. I have never asked.
And why do you believe then that the defendant is utilizing methamphetamine?
His behavior, he has become irrational when it comes to certain things. He is not taking care of himself physically. He has went downhill with his hygiene. He is not able to obtain a job. There is several factors that lead me to believe he is using methamphetamine again.
Was this a problem with the defendant in the past?
Yes, unfortunately.
Is he exhibiting some of the same signs that you had noticed in the past?
Yes. And that was my main concern. His body odor smell when he was using previously, it was very distinct, and that has returned.
To the best of your knowledge, does the defendant have anywhere to reside with the children?
No. And which is my concern, is when he has the children for his parenting time, I do not know where my children are going. I do not know if there's food in the house. I don't know who they are around, which makes me uncomfortable as a mother with the situation he is in right now.
Weed ashes, but weed smells so uniquely that she would have said weed. It's just weed would have been weed. You know what I mean? Even though we know it ashes. I wish he was on weed. Here's what my honest opinion is. If he's on meth versus weed, 1000% every single day, I would prefer the weed. I guarantee you it's less destructive. It's not for everybody, but I'm just saying, I would prefer weed over alcohol, weed over fucking meth, weed. I'm not saying that they do the same thing. I'm saying if it's weed, that's so not as big a deal, you know? You know what I'm saying? Also, that's a good idea. That's a good point, Mark. How'd they getting so close? And they did ask for the court to drug test him. That was done in the ex parte order. So we should be hearing results of that.
Since entry of the order, has the defendant provided to you any sort of drug test?
Not to me, no. He has tried to contact me and asked to see the children. I have ignored him.
What would you like to see the court do?
I would like the court to continue with the order as it is now until Richard is able to provide a safe place for the children to go, has a job and a working vehicle in order. He has no safe transportation for the children. He doesn't have a job to support the children. When he left that Tuesday, he was taking food from my cupboards to feed the children when he left.
Would you also like to see negative drug screens?
Yes, most certainly.
I think that's fair at this point.
Would you be opposed to allowing the defendant some sort of supervised parenting time?
At this time, yes, because I would like Richard to do the things he needs to do before he sees the children again. I need some motivation, unfortunately. He was supposed to get a job, get his own place and a vehicle when we settled in divorce court back in 2022 in March. And it's been almost a year now, and he has not been able to obtain a job. He has not obtained his own place to live. And the car he had, he ran into the ground until it blew up on the side of the road.
And that's the car that you had to go pick up the children from? Okay.
My father went and picked up the children from him,
Right.
yes.
Yes. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Sir, do you have any questions for Ms. Lattin?
Oh, absolutely, sir. Also for the record, I have my father sitting here with me as well.
That's fine.
Do they have the rule in Michigan? I can't remember. Absolutely. He's ready to go. I always love to analyze the first question that they ask. What do they focus in on? What has been reverberating in their head the whole time that they're going to answer, that they're going to ask? It's never good, but it is always what they think is like their mic drop, right? Mic drop moment, or it might be just response to the very last thing that was said. Let's see.
Now that Tuesday, I recall I had gotten pulled over in the driveway, and the police officer told me that that vehicle is not allowed to leave the premises. I was coming there to watch my daughter, and I would be more than
Objection,
willing.
Your Honor. This is actually more of a statement. He needs to ask specific questions of my client.
Well, I'm getting to that part. I want to ask why she had lied to the court of my arrival to that place and the leaving of my vehicle, knowing that it was not supposed to leave. She sent me out of that house with the children.
All right, well, you're kind of half I haven't sworn you in. Ms. Lattin is the witness right now. She's testified. You can ask her questions that you have regarding this matter. I'll give you a chance to testify, don't worry.
Yeah.
But right now is your opportunity to ask her questions as she's the current witness.
Okay. I have submitted to the drug screen, and knowing that with a place to live and everything, or so I could see the kids, they'd be supervised visits. Still, can I see them? In the order, it says that the plaintiff's mother shall have extended parenting time with the minor children of the parties until further order of the court. I am currently sitting in my parents' house, and that is where everything would reside.
Is there a question in there for Ms. Lattin? I mean, it sounds like you're asking.
Can I see the children here? It was my question.
Okay.
I think that's the question to you, Miss Lattin. He's asking you a question.
I would like Richard to have the necessary things in order before he is able to see the kids. So having a place to stay is great. However, his parents and him, with him being evicted, they have been arguing nonstop. I do not feel that his parents' house is a good environment for the children to be in. There's been conflict. The cops have been called. There's been multiple incidents where I have had to leave my home and go pick up my children because Richard and his parents are arguing enough that the cops are being called.
The cops have been called.
All right, hold on. I don't want you to argue with her.
I'm not arguing.
Testify. Just ask me a question.
The cops have been called at her house as well, and assault too.
You're testifying now.
Yeah.
How about the marijuana smell and current drug use for that in my kids' home with their mother for ashes on top of trash cans? There's a lot of drug use down there, but none of it is ever talked about. Can some of that be used as to stay away from my children?
You don't know that they're. Go ahead, Ms. Lattin.
I am confused. I
think he's asking if you smoke marijuana.
Marijuana is used, however, it is not used in front of the children, nor is it used in the home while the children are present.
I have a question if I'm allowed.
No, you're not. You're not, sir.
Yeah. I would imagine not.
Mr. Lattin, do you have any other questions for Ms. Lattin?
Has the beating of my son stopped? He would complain to me several times that his mom has smacked him in the head. I'm, I guess, really concerned with my son and how he is doing, because both kids have a very, very emotional attachment to me. I took care of them for the last 2.5 years more than their mother did up until this point. I've seen them every day. I had them every night, except for they'd go with their mom here or there. I even take care of their newborn baby brother at the house, and I brought him home from the hospital as well. So I've just got a lot of concerns on the safety of my children too.
Okay, then you should file a motion regarding custody or parenting time and voice those concerns. I can only deal with things that have been pled, okay? So let's cut to the chase here. Ms. Lattin, your motion said that Mr. Lattin had been evicted. He had no place to do his parenting time. There's a PPO between him and, I guess,
His
parent,
father. Who's
and
sitting.
that he was using drugs, okay? These other things about maybe some arguments in the house or some stuff like that, that's not in your motion. I can't really base a decision on that today. Mr. Lattin, you said you had a drug test there. What do you got?
I had to submit to a hair follicle test is what the order had issued, and I had done that the other day, and I'm currently waiting the results. It was at Accurate
Screen?
Yep, AccuScreen in White Cloud. I paid $160 for that, and I had talked to Michelle the other day. So she said if I do not get a phone call, I pass, and they'll send you guys the results.
All right, Ms. Korndike, you haven't gotten the results yet, or?
No, I have not, Your Honor, and
Yes.
I don't think that we should be allowing parenting time until that drug screen comes back.
Well, I thought you said you had a drug test in your hand there, sir.
I have the receipt for the payment for it.
Oh, okay. So what about you being evicted from your parents' house? What's going on there?
What was going
Let
on
me swear you
there?
into. Let me swear you into it, just so we're doing this. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. Where are you living now?
I'm currently at my parents' house.
You're there right now, but where are you living? Where do you sleep? Where do you
I've
live?
been living here since this past weekend.
Okay. Did you move out for a while?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
What led to that?
The back and forth between my kids' home and here, there was a lot of arguments. There was a lot of her and my mom. It wasn't so much my mom's fault. It was her playing my mom and then sending me something else in return, which led me and my mom to argue. And when we finally got things straight and the facts straight, it was more we came together to help each other, not be so much against each other.
So is there a PPO, a personal protection order between you and your dad?
It's not saying that I cannot be here, but there is one.
What does it say?
I do not have that order in front of me, sir, but as far as I'm aware, it says that there's no fighting or arguing at the homestead.
Doesn't say you can't be within so many feet or whatever?
No.
You can't be on property owned by him?
It doesn't say that.
Oh,
May I speak?
who's that?
Kaylin.
Oh, no, hold on. So you did the drug test, waiting on the results. There is a PPO, but it doesn't prohibit you from being together. Okay. And you were evicted, or you were asked to leave, but now you're back?
Yes.
All right. And your dad's right there with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me see him too.
Okay.
Hi, sir. What's your name?
Richard Lattin.
Okay. And you're the other Richard Lattin's dad?
Correct.
Okay. And he was living at your house for some period of time?
Correct.
Moved out for a bit?
Yep.
But now he's back?
Correct.
Able to live there for the foreseeable future?
For the time being, until he gets his own place, yes.
Okay. And what led you to file for the PPO?
There was a lot of arguing going on, and I didn't want any violence, arguing, or any of that, and that's what the PPO states.
All right. It doesn't prevent you from being together, though?
No, it does not.
Okay, so he's got a place to live. His basic needs are met at your house. He has a place to sleep and food to eat and stuff like that?
Yes.
Do you know if your son is working?
He is currently searching for employment.
Does he have a vehicle? A
Not
working-
not right at the time.
Okay.
We're working on getting a car fixed for him.
Okay. Before all this went down, your son and Mrs. Lattin were splitting time equally with the child, right? Or the children. Is that right?
Well, not necessarily equally. They were here more than not. They were here quite a bit.
All right. Well, on paper, they were supposed to have 5 days with one, 5
On
days with the
paper.
other, and then alternate
Paper, they
weekends?
were, yes.
Okay. So do you have a pretty strong bond with your grandchildren then?
Yes.
If it came down to it, who would you put first, your son or your grandkids, if they were there and there was some kind of issue?
My grandkids.
Okay. Does anybody else live in the home besides?
Was that a little bit of a Freudian slip? Hi, Mike. Welcome. Yes, loud, correct. Get your fucking ass filling out a peppermill application. They probably won't take him. I don't know, allegedly.
Besides you and your son?
My wife.
Oh, okay. So you have a strong bond with the grandkids too?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is she on board with him moving back in?
Yes.
All right. You got any concerns about your son using illegal drugs?
I believe he is getting his life straightened around. As far as the drugs go from the past, and he has submitted to a drug test, and we're about to find out. I believe him, other than if the test comes back that he's not telling the truth.
So let's say worst case scenario, it comes back positive for something you're not happy with. What's going to happen with his living arrangements?
If it comes back that he's positive for drugs, we're going to talk about getting into rehabilitation.
Oh, okay. Okay, he'll still be able to stay there though until that? Okay.
Because I am committed to getting him rehabilitated.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that. Ms. Korndike, do you have any questions for the elder Mr. Lattin here?
Yes, please. What county is the PPO out of?
Oceana.
And when did you file that PPO?
I can't give you the specific date unless I go and obtain
That's
that
fine.
from my safe.
Could you give me a month and year, roughly?
It was just this last fall, yes. I believe it was either September or October. I'm not sure. I can go and get that out of my safe if you would like.
And was there ever a period of time where you guys were supposed to not have contact?
No.
Did your son leave your home prior to the PPO or after the PPO?
It was afterwards. He was here during it. It was just to not have violence or arguing or fighting.
Did that sort of behavior happen in front of the children?
No.
Has that behavior happened since he's moved back in with you?
No. Absolutely not.
Right?
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, I guess I have one more. Sir, before this order was entered, this is Friday, would Mr. Lattin, your son, have had parenting time this weekend, or would it have been next weekend?
I'm not sure of the schedule.
Parenting time, Your Honor, was very hard to keep track of because I had them every day for the past, 2.5 years since it started. Except for I had the kids just about every day for the past 2.5 years since it started, except for when they would go with their mom a night, they'd come back 3 hours later.
So she said you had like a 5-day, 5-day, 2-day, 2-day schedule. You weren't.
I know that, Your Honor. And in the past, I've been saying that I've had the kids more, and I know you've told me to put in a motion the last time me and you talked, and I had tried that, and it didn't get to you guys in time, or it didn't go through to you guys, something like that. But I had put it in the mail for you guys. She wasn't at the last 2 proceedings with you and I as well, so you said that you couldn't take my word for it, unfortunately.
Well, was it a support hearing?
Yes.
It was for.
Yeah, so I can't go changing custody of the support hearing if stuff doesn't show
I
up.
know. All I'm stating, Your Honor, is in the past it's been stated that the kids have been with me way more than they have seen their mother. I pick them up from school when they're sick. I take care of them when they're sick.
All right, well, you tell me. I mean, is the test going to be positive or negative?
It should be negative, sir.
Should be. Should is a bit vague.
What do you mean by should? Vague. I haven't done anything, so why would it be positive?
Okay, so then what you mean is it will be negative.
No, it will absolutely be negative.
Okay, well, you said should. That's raised my eyebrow. That's why I asked that question, because sometimes people say, well, I hope it's negative, or it should be negative, or might be negative. That tells me that there's a possibility out there that it might not be.
For the record, I was also willing and got this done before the proceeding. I didn't wait for the 14 days either.
Oh, well, that's good. But we don't have the results yet, so I can't. All right. Ms. Korndike, anything else?
Just a closing statement, Your Honor.
All right. The client had wanted to say something at one point.
Oh, yes. Ms. Lattin, do you have anything further?
My concern with allowing Richard parenting time is that he has been evicted from his parents' house. Him and his father have fought enough that there is a PPO between them. I do not believe his parents' house is a good environment for the children to be at. This is why I have taken the steps I have, because I have went over and picked the kids up in front of 3 screaming adults with every neighbor on the block watching as I'm sitting in the middle of the road trying to get my children in the car, and they're screaming at each other. So unfortunately,
that's not part of your motion, and you've known about the PPO for some period of time. You didn't file your ex parte motion when the PPO was entered.
Correct. The ex parte motion was ordered because he was told that he was not allowed to be at his parents', and now this week he's allowed to be at his parents'. My concern is next week this will change again.
I spent all last week with my kids here at my parents'. From the day after they had got picked up by your father on the side of the road, I've been here every day. I came here later that night even. I've had the kids. That was a Tuesday. I had them Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday up until the officer and you came to the house, and there was no problems.
I allowed you to exercise your parenting time.
You told me when I asked for clothes for the kids, because I took all my clothes from my parents' house down there, and my parents also bought clothes for you down there in Valentine's cards and this and that. You told me to go to the dollar store to get clothes, and then you called me 10 times after that to pick up a bag of clothes on the porch that only had 2 pairs of socks, a pair of shorts, and a shirt in it.
And a pair of pajamas and pull-up and everything the children needed for the evening because you could not supply it.
I'm not going to get into this minutia at an ex parte hearing. Ex parte motion can only be granted if irreparable harm will occur. And I mean, talking about not having.
There's
right.
no harm gonna occur here, sir. There's plenty of food and
All right,
everything.
well, when's that? When they give you any indication when you get those drug test results?
They said within 24 hours I should have a phone call. If I don't have a phone call, then it's passed. Don't worry about it. The results will get sent to you guys. It's supposed to be sent to a lab in Ohio, I believe. Let's see, her name is Michelle. It's stated. So,
what did you get it done?
Yesterday, let's see, at time of collection, it says was 3:25, and I was there at 2:30, 2:45.
Oh, so you might get the results yet today through a phone call?
Yeah, if it's a fail, I'll have the call results, but otherwise she said they will not call me if it's passed. So far, I have not been called.
But she definitely said within 24 hours if it was, you would know one way or the other?
Because the mail, they were going out in the mail as after I was done, so.
Well, it's almost 2, so that's like another couple hours before.
I'd really love to see my children today. We're very close to each other and everything's fine here for them.
Yeah, but the order says you gotta do that drug test. I appreciate you got it done early. I mean, that'll help.
It also says that the plaintiff's mother shall have extended parenting time with the minor children of the parties until further order of the court.
Yeah, I know. But I wouldn't feel right changing things until that other condition has been met, that being the drug test.
Well, so far, my mom has not even been able to see the kids because she was told that she could have them, and then Caitlin would not let them come.
No, Kaylin is the plaintiff mother, not your mother.
Okay.
The plaintiff mother is Kaylin Lattin. She has
Alright.
extended parenting time until further order of the court, not your mom. That would say the maternal grandmother or paternal grandmother, or it might name her by name, but she doesn't have any rights in this case.
Because all my supervised visits in the past were supposed to be here.
Well, I know that.
And there's cameras. I mean, I don't know what more of a safe environment you could have them in.
I guess all I'd be really willing to do is maybe go back on the record at 3:30 or something. If you can get Michelle Lafonzi from the place to chime in and testify to verify what she tells you.
Your Honor, I won't be available. I have Judge Wicken's retirement party.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm not going to be available the rest of the afternoon.
You guys are going to have the results regardless. And I just want to see my children. They're here with their grandparents. I mean, there's nothing going to happen to them.
They'll come to the front of the court. They don't come straight to me. What about Monday at 4?
I believe somebody in my office will be available, Your Honor. Let me just double check really quick.
This is really late notice from my work as well, but I will accommodate as needed.
Monday at 4. Do you work on Monday, ma'am?
Mm-hmm. I work I have Tuesday as my day off. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am normally anywhere from 11 to 5:30 for hours.
What day works for you then if Monday doesn't?
Tuesday is my day off.
Oh.
Tuesday is also Richard's birthday, so I believe he may want this adjourned before then so he can see the children if that's possible. I'm not opposed to him continuing to see the children, but I want to know that he is not using meth.
That could be, Mark.
I've been more than willing to obtain the drug testing by actual court ruling for AccuScreen, it's not no personal test. It's not no test I can take here or somebody can just quick give me to give the court. This is actually for the court. And with that, I mean, that was completely voluntarily for me to get it done within the 14 days. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm just trying to see my kids. I see my kids absolutely almost every day forever. We have a complete bond together, them to me and me to them. All I do is want to see my children. And in the best interest of the children, right now, they're being kept away because of you guys waiting on a drug screen for me. What about a drug screen for the mother and the chronic marijuana use? Isn't it against the law to drive intoxicated or drive under the influence per se? And it takes 8 hours in a detox tank for the county if you sit for marijuana. So therefore, if you smoke marijuana 8 hours later, you drive to work, that's under the influence, whether it's with the children going to school or not school, it's still in the home, ashes, smell. I mean, I'm not doing anything.
Sir, if you have evidence she's violated the law as far as the use of marijuana,
I have
or some other substance, then
messages,
videos. Don't interrupt me. Just listen. File your own motion. We're not here on your motion today. We're here on hers. You understand that?
I know, but so far nobody listens to me.
Well, I'm listening to you, but I don't have the drug test results. I'm trying to get this reset as quickly as possible in the little slivers of time that I have on my calendar, but because I don't want it to drag on if you're in fact negative. If you're negative, then I'll probably dismiss the motion. You got a place to live and you're negative for that. Those were the two things that were in the motion. Okay.
Correct.
I'll dismiss the motion. It'll go back to what it was, but I got to have those results before I can do that. The judge's order specifically is conditioned on that. Okay. So if you don't have the results right now, and
so what more can I do for the court size? So I
you
can
don't need to do anything else. All you need to do, you got a place to live and pass that drug test and I'm good.
Okay.
You don't need to do another thing. Okay. That's what she pled in her motion. Got it?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you Monday at 4. Hopefully you have the results by then. If you don't get a call, instead of just assuming you're negative, which, you know, is a reasonable assumption, I guess, under the circumstances, try to get Michelle LaFonzi just to chime in briefly to testify that you were negative.
Okay.
All right. She knows how to log into my Zoom. She's testified in front of me before.
Okay. Now for Monday at 4 to log in for Zoom, what should be the numbers?
Same number.
Same numbers? Okay.
Yep. Doesn't change.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, unless you go in front of somebody else. But if you come in front of me, it's that number.
My birthday is the 31st as well. I'm not sure if it was correct on Tuesday. It might be on Monday. So 27th is today is Friday, the 8th, 9th. So it was Tuesday. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. We're all set for now. I'll see you guys Monday.
I'll do my best to look for that. I don't have it tonight. I apologize. But I hope that you guys had a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. Did you hear? I like jumped. I was like, what the fuck was that? Is that a doorbell? Or do you think that that's like a wall clock? Do 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 do. Vince, I will try and find the rest of it. I'm sure somebody else has it. He never took the test and he stopped showing up. Hey. Oh, so she was right. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Anyways, you guys, I hope that you had a wonderful evening. Please make sure that you like the video for no Creed frames, no Kitsch frames, all the best. And remember, tomorrow is members only. We have a whole ton of new members. We're going to come out in style, have a great members only. So keep an eye out for that. And remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.